What's going on, guys? Here at 11, a great day today, and today we are back to talk about Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. This is episode number 4, titled Unseen Trap. Before I get into my thoughts on this episode though, I want to hear what you thought of it, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know. And while you're there, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming and you want to see plenty more Gundam content in the future. And now let's dive into the episode. We pick up with Guel proposing to Suletta, who rejects him and flies away in aerial. In class, Miorine changes Suletta's student uniform to that of the holder, and Guel apologises for wrecking Miorine's greenhouse. A makeup exam is held which involves students piloting a mobile suit through a course, avoiding mines and switching out their weapons, with 2 other students aiding them in these tasks. Without a mechanic or spotter, Suletta is automatically failed and has to find people to fill these roles before retaking the exam. This leads to her introduction to students of the Earthian house, who are generally looked down upon by spacians. Eventually, Miorine agrees to fill the role of Suletta's mechanic and spotter, but when she retakes the exam, her mobile suit is sabotaged with a spray that blacks out her view. ChuChu, who had this same thing happen to her earlier in the episode, picks a fight with the girls who did this, leading to the exam being rescheduled once again for the next day. The episode ends with Suletta being invited by Nika to join the Earthian house. So after last week's much more action-oriented episode, we're kind of taking a step back a little bit and diving a little bit more into the school life aspects of things with this exam taking place. We do get to peel layers back on some of the characters as well. We learn a little bit more about Suletta's motivation for coming to this school, as she wants to create a school on Mercury to influence younger people to live on the planet, thus making it more prosperous. It's a selfless goal that fits very nicely with Suletta's character, and I feel like in the future it's probably going to hold a lot more weight when eventually, which I assume we will, we go to Mercury. What this episode is really focused on is exploring the state of the world within this universe. The state of earthians, spacians, and how there's this societal divide. There's definitely a lot of discrimination. The people who live on Earth are essentially those on the breadline in poverty, and then, the lower class, all that kind of stuff. And then the people in space, the spacians, are more of the upper class, higher class, middle class type people. Earthians generally are treated poorly. Like I said, they live in poverty, they're rioting against the government, which is often met with aggressive force. So there's a lot of social unrest, and you can tell it's putting the pieces in place for something to break out, probably I would say around the middle of the series. I imagine that by the time we get to the end of this first core, something's going to kick off and it's going to really set the stage for the entire series moving forward from there. And when I say something's going to kick off, I am of course referring to some sort of war. Probably a civil war between the Earthians and Spacians. And what this first core is probably going to do is set up these characters within this school, set up the relationships between them. There's going to be a little bit of discriminatory behaviour between the Spacians and Earthians. Some of them will make friendships though, and I think eventually we're going to see this divide where the school is probably going to shut for whatever reason. There's going to be a massive war that breaks out, and these characters that we've seen so far are going to be divided into these 2 sides. And out of the 4 episodes we've had so far, this is the one that really showcases that this is actually a Gundam series. Regardless of whether we've had mechs throughout the entire series so far, and we've been in space and stuff, which is really a staple of Gundam, it's not had that idea of there could potentially be a war here. There is severe social unrest, and we hadn't really seen it so far in the series, aside from with the prologue. Now they're really showcasing this. I hope that we get to see a lot more moving forward. And like I said, it's setting up for something big to go down, and there's going to be a war that breaks out, and then we'll probably go into more traditional Gundam territory. Outside of that, though, the big talking point of the episode is, of course, going to be ChuChu, who I have no doubt is going to become a fan favourite character, probably the fan favourite character of the entire series. Ever since people saw her general appearance, I think we all knew that we were going to like her. And this episode further proves that. Now, yes, as much as I think her hair is really cool, but also very impractical, because how the hell does she get that helmet on? I've seen a lot of people saying that the little bun bauble things are removable. That seems like the only option. But I think a lot of people are going to like her because of her take no shit attitude. Like I said, she picks a fight with these girls who have generally been bullying throughout the episode. She punches one of them square in the face and knocks them clean out in one punch. Starts a bit of a tussle with the other one and eventually punches her straight in the face, knocks her clean out as well. I'm not here to condone violence or anything like that, but let's face it, those 2 girls absolutely deserved what was coming to them. She's also voiced by Miyu Tomita, the voice of Riko in Maiden Abyss, and that is just the cherry on top. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. On the surface level, it dials things back a bit, but I think out of every episode so far, this is the one where I can now see where this series could be going. And even despite there being not much action, this might actually be my favourite episode of the series so far. Before I do get out of here though, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're a fan of anime and Japanese gaming. If you want to see more Witch from Mercury coverage in the future, I do like to talk about this series on a weekly basis when we get new episodes, so if you want to keep up to date with those reviews, hit the notification bell. Above all else though, I want to hear your thoughts on this episode, so head on down to the comment section below and let me know. Do you think ChuChu is best girl? I'm saying it right now that as of this moment she is, but there is someone that I have seen, I think in last episode, who has the potential to become best girl. No idea who she is, but I like her character design, that's all I'll say. But now we know a little bit more about the social unrest going on within this universe. Where do you think this series is going to go in terms of plot? As always, thank you so much for tuning into mchat today, and I'll see you all in the next video.